Thank you. Okay, so you know, when I look back to the last year, you know, I tell myself, oh my God, I was so crazy, you know. And the way I give teachings, the way I talk to people, I was like totally against on something else. So it was really crazy moment. So whatever I said in a past couple of years, please forget about it. So please feel comfortable and be comfortable. You don't have to think or act like a Buddhist in front of me. You know, like some people, they're like, ooh, yeah, you know, your body is like all shrinked, you know, and then like you're sitting like this, so serious, you know. Please do not be like this. Please feel comfortable. So I'm just here to talk to you. First of all, I would like to let you know that I'm not really a good Buddhist practitioner as you think. Of course, on the internet and the website, they write, oh, Kalu Rinpoche is like this, and incarnation of that, and very important great master. You know, that's what it says. But is it really true? Not really. It's not true. Look at me, you know, like wearing t-shirt and then like, you know, not being serious about the Buddhist Dharma teachings. Can you believe this is Kalu Rinpoche? Cannot. You shouldn't believe. When I was little, you know, like, you know, when I was recognized as a Kalu Rinpoche, you know, when I was like 2 little years old, and all the Rinpoches and High Lama, they come and recognize me and bless me, and all the religious people, they come to me in front of me, and I'm sitting on a very high throne, and people like holding my hand, and Rinpoche, you can change the world, and we are waiting for you, and you are the, you know, the person who can save all the sentient beings. And I'm like, what is going on here? You know, I'm like just born, a very new baby, you know? And then like people telling me, you're very important, and you know, you have to save lots of sentient beings. And I'm like, okay, this is crazy, and I have no idea what's going on here. And that is the truth. You know, just try to accept that, you know? Because this clothes I'm wearing, and this seat I'm sitting on, you know, is made by wood, this is made by material, you know. There's no difference between you and me, because I've gone through with the Buddhism, with the confusion towards the path. I had a negative view towards the Buddha. I had no devotion in the beginning. I have not recognized who is my root guru. I've gone through the same difficulties as you're going through even nowadays for some individual for you. You know, some individual, some of you going through the same thing. Dharma is really beautiful, but I haven't found a teacher. I have found a great teacher, but I haven't found the time for the Dharma and to practice. We all go through the same situation. So what I'm trying to let you know before I say anything, please think that if I can do it, you can do it. Can I talk to you about something, a little bit about the devotion? We go to the temple, and then we do prostration, say hi, hello, Rinpoche, nice to see you, thank you for coming, I truly appreciate it, I'm so happy, I feel so blessed, feeling kind of happy moment, you know, towards that person. That is not devotion also, because many Buddhist people, they feel that, you know, they meet Rinpoche, they feel good, they're happy. They feel like little birds flying in the sky, you know, with the little wings. And then, you know, feel a little bit good, feel a little bit open. You know, you think there's something different coming, appearing from your heart, appearing from your mind. That is still not devotion, not even close. That is just one of the one of the garbage. And then some people, like when they say devotion, you know, they just start crying, you know. Very sad, you know, very sad, you know. They're like, oh, you know, they start crying and praying and with all this crazy melody, and then you know, everybody gathers and they just sing the song together, and then the root guru stays in the throne and everybody sings together and everybody start crying and because they're calling Lama from afar. So, of course, in that state, you know, in that particular moment, sounds really beautiful, environment very soft and gentle, but that is not devotion. That is just feeling beautiful, you know, because you can feel the environment, you can feel the people are peaceful and relaxed, you know, but that is not devotion. What I realize is like, you know, even we practice in the Dharma life, we are like so into ourselves. You know, like, I want to do this, I want to achieve this. Everything is like coming too much self-concern, you know. Like when you have too much self-concern, you know, somehow you're making a prison cage for yourself. For some people, the devotion appears and understand and recognize in the beginning of the practice. For some. And for some, you know, like the true meaning of devotion, it appears, you know, after a long time of the practicing, 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, and then there is like enormous devotion, you know, like coming from your heart, you know, with unconditional respect, you know, not just blindly respect. It was like respect and seeing the great quality of your teacher and the words he say and the words he teaches you. Every single word gives you 1,000 information while your mind is fully aware of yourself. When you have a pure devotion to your root guru, when your root guru is sitting right in front of you, you listen to his teaching, you know, keep your mind clean, meditate, listen to his teaching, meditate in the same time, you know. Be self-aware. Be self-aware and listen with your pure, clean heart. And then when, you know, like after discovering the devotion I'm talking about. So, and when you receive teachings, and then there's so many information and so many explanations that you never heard before you hear. Because, you know, all this happens because of the devotion. So the devotion itself, you know, to discover and to recognize the devotion itself takes some time, and we need to overcome, you know, by ourselves to our own self-concern. Sometimes we just think too much about ourselves. We just, in a certain stage, we just have to push little by little, overcome that fear, overcome that thought, overcome that personality, and then when you just, you know, and then step by step, devotion and the feeling and the clarity about that, it comes, it goes, it comes, it goes, it comes, it goes. But it's very, very important to maintain your practice, and that's how you can maintain your devotion. And then one day you can really see how great teacher he is or she is. For some individual people, it takes time to recognize the true meaning of devotion, you know, the strong, unconditional devotion. It takes time. And then some individual, they're very impatient, and so they just mixed up with their own emotion, and then they claim that is the devotion. That's not really the good start. I wouldn't recommend that.
Okay.
And devotion is not for the root guru to fill the battery up. And the devotion is for yourself. You know, it's in the prayers. It seems like I'm doing a prayer for you, and with that blessing, with the answer, with the blessing, and then it can bless my body, spirit, and mind, and to recognize the nature of the, mind and this and that, whatever it is. They talk about it. So, it seems like the devotion is going somewhere up there or connecting to the other person, but the devotion is the best way to express yourself in a very beautiful way, in a very relaxing way, with a great stability and quality together. So you understood the devotion itself is with unconditional respect, seeing the great quality of your teacher, respecting, and then appreciation towards the great quality, and combining together and expressing how great it is, and praying from our heart, or respecting from our heart is a devotion. People fantasize too much about devotion. It's not good. Devotion is very simple. It's too simple that we don't really recognize so easily. As a Buddhist practitioner, we can do 3 years retreat practice. We can do 12 years of university of study of Buddhism and Dharma practice, or studies of university, yeah? And we can follow the root guru's teachings like for 10 years or 20 years, and you can practice continuously. Many Buddhist people, high tantric, Mahamudra, this and that, retreat, practice, visualization, this and that, and this big empowerment, this small empowerment, this precious lineage, so many stories. We can do almost everything. You can receive anything. You can do it anything you want. You can graduate it. You can achieve it. But what we really can't achieve, what is really the most difficult to achieve and to overcome, is our own emotion. And then that's why the basic and the foundation of the present situation and the state of mind, and to look towards that and being aware of that is very important. The current situation of the state of mind is your basic foundation of the practice. Given the experience of myself, with my own emotion, many of us, when we practice, when we sit down, we are Buddhist. When we stand up, we lose the essence of the Buddhist, for majority of the Buddhist people. When we sit down, we look great, so beautiful, he's into meditation, state of mind, great blessing, blah, 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 whatever it is. And then when you stand up, and then, you're just like any other ordinary, and no improvement, as being a Buddhist practitioner. So that's why we need to be aware of ourselves, because, can I continue a little bit? Yes. Yeah. So this kind of feeling of the anger and the desire of the anger arises in my mind, and then I look to my anger myself. This is anger. So my anger has a very good plan. Thank you very much. To make other people feel the same, the way you feel, making them suffer, the way you suffer. What's really the point and the plan of the anger? What is the true belief in the anger itself? And then you look at the anger itself, and then it dissolves naturally. And in a bigger situation, the anger appears after 10 minutes, and you meditate on the anger itself. Again, it dissolves. But it's really important to be aware of your own emotion when it arises. It's easy, you can do it. I did it, you can do it. Yeah? Everything is transparent, everything is impermanent, and I accept that. Say that to yourself. Because many people, we do understand about the meaning of impermanent, but we do not accept that deep in our heart. We don't like it. We like permanent. We don't like impermanent. And by not accepting it, somehow you're making it more difficult. So everything is transparent, everything is impermanent. And I accept that truly from your heart and make strong commitment to yourself. And meditate, relax on that state of mind. It helps me. You know, all emotions are pain. Of course, everything is painful, because once we don't accept the meaning of impermanent, everything is painful. When we accept the meaning of impermanent, and by being aware in the same time, you know, it's also helpful from time to time. Anyway. The Dharma, if I explain in a very realistic point of view, Dharma is path of discovering yourself. That is Dharma. You know, many people has a different concept and different expectation of Buddhism, how it's like and how it should be, how it's supposed to help. You know, because how many people they think of the Buddhism like, you know, my life before Buddhism is suffering, you know. And then you meet Buddhism, happiness, never stops. That's how people think. Sadly, that's not how it works. Sorry. You know, that's not how it works, actually. You have to bring the Dharma and practice and the quality of your own stability towards your own character, towards your own personality. You have to bring the Dharma towards yourself. And live your life with that. You know, and that's how your daily life practice begins, naturally. Sounds easy, but it's very important to go step by step and to be patient and to practice. Starting from 5 minutes is very important. Many people, they start with a long time practice, very big mistake. You know, they start with a long sutra or something long and big practice. Very big mistake, you know, and then always have to start 5 minutes of practice. Yes, I'm worrying about it. And then practice with appreciation is more important. For myself, like when I was in the retreat, the environment is just perfect. But you know, like you can always bring this environment in a very short period of time by telling yourself that everything is good, nothing is wrong. I'm not worried about the past. I'm not worried about the future, you know, and I'm not worried about anything, you know. Be free from your fear and the worry itself. Be free from that. And that's how you can practice truly focus, you know, truly focused on the Dharma. Because like, you know, we get mixed up with the worry and Dharma and devotion, samsara, everything, you know, everything mixed. And we call that practice and the distraction, and somehow it's not clear. You know, you're mixing everything up. That's really bad idea and a waste of time, you know. So release yourself from worrying about something else. That's the first distraction. You know, we take the part of the worrying as a part of, okay, maybe it's a samsara, we need to fear and all these things. Stop fearing, stop worrying, stop everything, just leave everything. And then for 5 minutes, just focus on the practice with the pure motivation and the bodhicitta vow, and with the clarity towards the practice and dedication at the end of the practice. Even 10 minutes is more than enough. You know, that's what I say to all the practitioners. You know, some they say, Rinpoche, I've been practicing for 10 years. You know, I'm a disciple of previous Kalu Rinpoche, and I've been practicing for 10, 20 years now. And what should I do next? Then in that exact moment, I already see that, you know, you're not capable of anything. Because the true practitioner never asks yourself, what should I do next? You know, and when you practice, never think of finishing the practice. You know, always think about maintaining the practice. Always think about maintaining the practice. That's very important. Many people, they're just thinking about, okay, after this, finishing this practice, and I can start this, and then after finishing that, I can finish that and this. More like in a high school or university. That's not how it works. Never will be work. I know. I'm 22 years old, but I know more about the Dharma than you know in the book. So I'm just sharing with you, with respect. No, we're not arguing here. I'm just sharing the experience to each other, and in a way to do the practice. Yeah. Vajrasattva gives a mental exercise. Like example, like you think that from the Vajrasattva himself, dissolving all the nectar into your body, speech, and mind, and then like telling yourself that all my negative and the bad karma has been dissolved. Whether it's true or not doesn't make any difference. What you make committed, like when you make a commitment after the Vajrasattva practice, that is the true Vajrasattva practice. Like all this visualization of the Vajrasattva dissolving all your bad karma and negative thoughts and everything, it's just as, just to make a soft to yourself. The true Vajrasattva practice is a commitment after the Vajrasattva practice. So, and then like the mandala, learning, bringing more flexibility towards your generosity to your own mind. An example of the material, with the devotion expressing your quality of the practice towards your guru, and then like releasing your own ego and your ignorance in the same time, by practicing step by step, and then it does help the state of mind. Step by step. I think that whoever you feel the most close, I think just try that one first. Try that one first. Okay? I'm not trying to tell you, fall into that first. Falling into that brings you confusion. Just try in the beginning. Don't follow it. Don't fall into it also. Just try a little bit. Because, just be careful. Like example, like you might meet a person like me, like totally crazy, nuts, and doesn't care about where the disciples are, what kind of practice they're doing, and myself traveling around, and never find a teacher like me. And, and if you want to find a teacher, and just be careful. And take your time. Don't feel so much pressure on yourself, because your intention is very pure, because you want to learn Dharma, and you want to find a great teacher to help yourself, that which you can bring that quality to benefit others. That is your intention. So that is the intention of the, and then of a pure Buddhist practitioner, so it's something beautiful, and you take your time. Sometimes we might think, okay, he's a great teacher, he might be the one, and then you just fall into that, and you're like, no, he's not, and then that happens. I've seen this kind of people many times. They come to Dharma Center or other Dharma Center, I talk with them, they talk with me, they're into very confusion, because some people, they take the Buddhism philosophy and the samaya and the karma extremely, and some of them, they completely change their world, how they used to think. Like they completely change because they overthink, they're extreme sometimes. When you're too extreme, it's not good. Keep your balance. Some people, they say, we have to give our life and body, speech and mind and everything to the Guru. That is completely wrong, first of all. You should never do that. It's a big mistake. Never give your body, speech and mind to someone else. Never. Never. That's a very big mistake. In the text, of course, it says, I offer my body, speech, and mind with all my life, not just this life, life after life, next life. after that, and even after that. Of course, it's beautiful to say that. But to really to do that, it's very difficult. That's why often I'm far from my root guru, you know. Oh, you know, I respect you, but you know, I would like to keep a distance for now. When I'm fully ready and strong, and you know, and strong with my own responsibility, and then I would like to see you. Yeah, I mean, like even like when I was young, you know, I used to believe in Buddha so much, you know. I always pray to Buddha that he will change anything I want, anything I pray. But actually that was not true. You know, I used to believe that so much, you know, like especially when I face my exam. First of all, I don't study, and secondly, you know, I play video game, and third, and then I have to do exam, and if you don't do exam, and then you get punishment, of course. And then like you get so afraid, you know, like you have, you know, you pray to the Buddha, and then like every day with your strong devotion, with the high expectation, and Buddha looks still the same, you know, he looks the same, you know. He doesn't even wink, you know, good job, you know, he doesn't even do that. He's like, you know, and then I pray to Buddha, please, you know, I have this and that, I need to fulfill. And the next morning he's still the same, you know. And I'm like, okay, what is, you know, the meaning of Buddhism? I really don't get it. By prayer, you know, by doing prayers, it's not helping. I didn't get it. I had my moments, you know. It's not like Kalu Rinpoche is like pure Buddhist great master. You know, I'm not like that. I've gone through with my own confusion, even though I live in that kind of environment. I had my confusion, I had my doubt, you know. And then like when I receive, you know, like teachings from my teacher, and then it does make sense, you know. Then it does make sense, and it is really helpful, you know. Even for me, I was with my root guru for 15 years, for 12, 13 years. But I didn't know that he was my root guru. For 5, 6, 7 years, he was with me every day. I see him every day. I say good morning to him every day, good night to him every day. You know, receive teachings from him every day. I've been with him like that for 3, 4, 5 years. I wasn't even thinking that he's my root guru. I was just like, yeah, he's one of the Kalu Rinpoche's disciple. He's just helping me out. You know, something cool. You know, I don't care so much. And then after a while, the more you express with your devotion, with your practice, the more deeper you can see within yourself and the quality of the nature of the mind. And then when you receive a teachings from your great teacher, and then you realize how precious it is, the Dharma itself, and the way he tells you, the way he teaches you, you know. And then I truly appreciate it with my respect. And then at that exact moment, I considered him as my true root guru. So sometimes, you know, many Buddhist people, they say, you know, I don't know what to do with my root guru. You know, can I have a second root guru? Can I have a third root guru? You know, many people, they ask, that question is very often. So I just want to let you know, I have my own experience. You know, my devotion wasn't like the way you think, you know, which is written in the history. You know, whatever is written in the history in Buddhism, sometimes might be true. You know, sometimes might be lie. You know, but the point is to encourage you towards the practice and your path. That's the intention. You know, so you know, with the teachings of my root guru and the blessing of the Dharma, even though I've gone through a very rough time, the quality of the Dharma, it stays with you all the time. So being aware of the Dharma practice is really important, just to share with you, with respect. Yeah, so, you know, like, it's, you know, the most important part is just stick with your root guru. Very simple. I don't have to say anything. There's no point, you know. I come here, and you go meet other Rinpoche, receive his teachings, and you go meet other Rinpoches also, receive teachings. You feel good, feel happy. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, I didn't know. Oh, wow, that's funny. Oh, that's amazing. That's very devotion. You come back home, you don't have a tool in your hand. You know? And that's not how it works, actually. It's never going to work. You know, Dharma is like a tool. Of course, it's respected tool. You know, so, you know, you have to receive teachings from the teacher, and of course, you have to practice in the same time. You know, it's like, Dharma is like this. You know, you love to play drum. You love the sound of the drum. But, you know, if you don't know how to learn, like, how to play drum, you go back home, you can feel that you would like to listen to that drum and that kind of quality, but you can't play because you never learn. You never played, you never experienced it. So the Dharma is very simple. So just stick with your teacher and your root guru, and for the time being, no? For the time being, and then you will learn everything step by step. Then that's really important, because in 21st century, Dharma doesn't change. 25th century, Dharma doesn't change. 18th century, 15th century, long time ago, Dharma was never changed. Dharma is always the same. You know, the lifestyle, the culture, the movement of our lifestyle and everything has been increased, the speed, because there's a more distraction. You know, but at the end, how we connect with the Dharma, how we practice, is always the same from the beginning. So I strongly suggest you to please connect with your teacher and the guru, and then keep a connection and maintain with that. That's very, very important. Okay? Mm-hmm. Very simple. How can I prove the life and death, the reincarnation is real? That is your question, no? As a Buddhist. How can we truly prove it? Is that it?
Yes.
Yeah? From me, let me think about it. Okay? Yeah, tomorrow. Let me think about it. You know, because like for me, the reincarnation is a reconnection to your own habit and towards your own consciousness. You know, the reincarnation is a reconnection towards your own consciousness. The mind and the consciousness itself never been seen, and as such object from the past century as a Buddhist practitioner. You know, we don't see this is the mind, this is the Buddha nature, this is our consciousness. We've never seen that, but it's there. You know, how can we see that? You know, by recognizing with the meditation and experience, with patience, with the right path, we can see the nature of the nature of our own mind. Because like when we talk about like preliminary practice, foundation practice, many people think is a prostration or something to do with the Vajrasattva or something to do with the mandala or practice or something to do with the Guru Yoga practice. The foundation of the practice is your state of mind. You know, and that, you know, because many of us, example, even myself, my experience, I have, you know, like I do like 1 hour of practice, 45 minutes distraction, 10 minutes of true practice. That's how it works. You know, we think we are doing practice, but your mind is around the world, traveling in adventure, beautiful, in your own thoughts. You know, and then like somehow many practitioners, we don't realize. You know, your mind travels around the world and already come back, and then you're still doing prayers, you know. So, you know, being aware of your state of mind is really important. I'm not giving you teachings of meditation right now. You know, I'm not talking about high realization teaching right here. I'm talking about your own state of mind, that we can be aware of ourselves, and that's the true meaning of the practice. The self-awareness and the self-guidance needs to be there, and you can do it. It's something that we can look in our own emotion. If you practice and meditate little by little, and if you recognize the thought and try to meditate against your thought whenever it appears, just don't follow your thoughts. And that's how you can adapt slowly towards your own emotion. You can't just adapt right away towards your own emotion situation. If you are just looking for the moment of happiness, you don't have to look at any Buddhism. You can look for other things, like finding a new guy, new girl, or something what you love for the moment, and when you get bored, you can't take it anymore, so you just leave it behind it, in terms of material or in sentient being or any human form. Nobody is enlightened in this planet, actually. Nobody is enlightened. The meaning of the enlightened is like when you have enormous stability of your own mind, that is enlightenment. The enlightenment means the stability of your own mind, and then you see what's appearing, what's dissolving in your mind, in your own thoughts. So you have a self-control and self-peace. When you can bring the peace in your mind in any situation, you're enlightened. So all I'm asking you is like, your root guru has never been wrong, never will be wrong, and if you just keep your devotion towards your root guru, towards your teacher, with pride, with pride, and telling yourself that you're fortunate, and please keep maintaining that way. Okay? And I fully pray for all of you and for the Sangha member from the bottom of my heart. I don't know how big it is, but let's see. Please wish me luck. I need your prayer, actually. I need your prayer, I need your luck. I need everything what you got.